Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're going to solutions, right? And I would like to remind Nigerians of what happened during the football, where we scored against South Africans, and the whole nation was jubilating as if
inclusive
we had finally, crushed them. There were videos, there were memes on Amapiano, people were just doing all sorts of things. And yeah, some people can see us, we can yab each other. But the truth is that it all comes back to the differences we have and the fact that we've not been able to resolve these issues. And because we might laugh at it, we might joke at it, but there are real issues that hasn't been addressed. So let us not act as if it's only South Africans that behave this way. We are also badly behaved in some areas where we feel we're not. No. I'm going back to that football.
Don't give us a bad name so that
you can. That during that football season, I saw how we made a huge fuss over it. Now, that can be hurtful to South Africans. You are having fun because we won that match, that singular match. You didn't win the entire thing. That singular match, we won that match. And
but have you... Wait, now, I have an example for you. So imagine if they had won.
Oh, the cases that they have won.
The cases that they have won, they did the same. So, and we did not die.
They
should go and learn from Ghana.
Just as behaved.
We have been fighting Jollof Rice War with Ghana since, and we did not kill ourselves. The way they go about it is totally wrong. See, sometimes these talkers go high, go low examples not working. Because when they brought the boat war, they learned.
The boats.
You did not hear?
Oh, when Nigerians were ordering boats.
They started to order our boat from Nigeria. They will let the driver get to his destination, then cancel it.
I didn't know about that.
Hashtag it is there. When Nigerians now woke up, it took us about 12 to 24 hours to find out that this was happening. And when we woke up,
200 million of us.
We have data, we don't even have mission for it. We have data to abuse our government. Okay. We have data for everything.
Okay,
so the solution is something like a boat war. That's my own. You can talk of your peace methods. We're laughing what we're setting clients. So
we are doing the same thing.
No, hold on. I told you now. I said because you see, we're Africans.
We're combination.
We do this yabbies thing. It's a normal thing. You yab me, I yab you. Heaven didn't fall. If you yab me today, I can laugh. I don't have reply. That means I'm not in the mood. I didn't really catch you. But I will not hate you because you just yabbed me. So we do it with Ghana.
Because you're confident.
It's okay. Now my jollof, well, that's your opinion. It's okay. But South Africans take it extra.
Okay.
They carry every meaning to it. Okay. So if they bring a boat war, the way we handle the boat war, we can handle certain things like that. Okay. Just to teach a lesson. Solution, please.
Solution. So first of all, I'll go back to what we said earlier about how recently really South Africa has come off apartheid, and because of that, they're acting the way that they are acting, and so for them that fear of being dominated by another country, especially in Nigeria, that seems to have, like them, and they have all the resources and everything. They are just coming off that sort of domination, and then to see another super world power, to them will be world power like Nigeria coming to dominate them, it will bring up these issues of insecurities. It will bring up these insecurities, and that is why, for me, the issues that they have in their country, they have used it to criminalize Nigerians. They have to understand that these are their issues, and they have to look to their government, they have to look to their economic policies. They have a case of widespread unemployment, poverty, crimes that are happening in their country. And that is not a Nigerian person that caused it or the Nigerian country that caused their problems. They need to be able to look up to their leaders to do the right thing, ask of their leaders to do the right thing. And until they're able to separate the two, the Nigerian issue, which is the fear of being dominated again, from their real issues, then they'll always have a problem. So for me, the conversation, I agree with you, our conversations when we're talking to them is we remind them of what we have done for them. We let them understand that we know where you're coming from. You're still insecure about how just being recently, being independent, and that is where your fears are coming from. And then when talking about the policies that, that they are coming up with, explain to them exactly what needs to be done. Make sure that history is taught in their schools from primary school levels. Do have what do you call them, projects that encourages relationships with South Africans and Nigerians, do what they call the exchange programs, where South Africans come into Nigerian schools, spend some time with some Nigerian students, the same vice versa. Do you understand? That will help to foster a better relationship and understanding.
No, but ask me a question.
Yes.
Apart from this exchange thing,
Yeah.
when one sit down, they tell them, say, we understand where they are coming from.
So,
No,
where they are
not
going.
all,
wait.
not all South
Wait, I
Africans,
get it.
not all South Africans see us like that. Nigerians, we've gone to South Africa, we've done movies with them, we have all sorts of shows that we have done with them. We have people who are
They
married with
artists
each
popular.
other.
They got a Grammy
Yes.
and we did not hear words. See, yes, now they do,
Okay,
they
so
do it
let
too.
me just-
So I don't know where I want to sit
Okay,
down
I'm going
and
back.
make it our
I don't want to go back to
project.
the issues. I want to go back to the solution because the solution I was thinking in my
solution.
head,
Yeah.
for me, I think one of the solutions, if I were Mr. President, our own president, I'll probably rescind on the offer because we are offering them the opportunity to come into our country to do the lithium. There are other countries. There's Rwanda. There's Botswana. There are other countries. I would rather give that opportunity to another neighboring country who can have that relationship with Nigeria. So
You
that
know,
we
bitterness
without,
of
no, we don't want any bitterness. So if South Africa is still dealing with their own issues, we're
be
giving
fine.
you grace. We understand.
I thought you
You
said
do-
time.
you take your time to heal. Take your time to do what you got to do. With this offer,
will
coming,
move.
we'll move to a different African country who wants to see us as a big brother, has see us as partners, and is willing to do this.
But to be
brother.
honest, the
To do this
resources
with us.
that South Africa has, many African countries do
That's
not have.
fine. So what we
So
can-
that is why
So-
it is a relationship that we both
Mariam,
benefit
fine.
from.
So what I'm saying, my own suggestion is we can always put aside South Africa on one end. If I need to partner with 3 or 4 African countries together, where you put your economies together and say, you know what, Nigeria will support you. We have the resources here. Can you come together with your finances? We can do whatever it is. I'm just saying that let South Africa do what when South Africa is ready for Nigeria, we will have that conversation. But let a man not lose the election because he has offered to open economic channels
Well,
for
it goes beyond that.
It goes beyond.
I mean, they're about to remove him from office because of what he did.
They had other issues with him. Actually, I think that
those
before we
people are not all
can
Nigerian.
move forward, we must properly excavate the past. Because we can, until you diagnose a problem, you cannot properly cure. It's like sickness. Before a doctor can give you drugs, the doctor would tell you to go and do some lab tests. So they do like a diagnosis process to find what the problem is. So for us to mend the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa, we need to properly understand the roots of the crisis between us. And I think that the black South Africans need to understand the fact that the white South Africans are not happy with Nigerians. They don't like Nigerians, and they still
They're
like
the ones
to
telling
control
them
the
that we
media.
are the one
So
controlling.
that is the
So the
South
narrative-
Africa. That's the
Yes,
Yeah.
the narrative is
That's
still
the
being
Oyibo
controlled by
The
the
Oyibo.
power blocks, and the power block is still largely
Oyibo.
Let's call the truth the truth. So what use is to empower the black South African?
Hey.
Of who is benefiting from this crisis?
Thank you.
As long as the black South Africans are distracted, they will continue fighting each other and they will leave the whites alone. They will continue fighting Zambian. Tomorrow it is Zimbabwe. Next tomorrow it is Tanzania, because guess what? Nigerians are not the only ones being attacked by South Africans. They are attacking Zimbabwe and
Yes.
attacking other neighboring countries. In between, when you are fighting all these unnecessary wars,
They're just afraid.
you are not able to deal with the oppressors that are still within your community. And that serves the oppressors in your community. So it is for us to look at what the real problem is. Who is the beneficiary of the crisis in South Africa?
Thank
The
you.
oppressors within South Africa.
Thank
The
you.
ones who are taking advantage of the distraction of the blacks. And so let us blacks open up our eyes
I keep
and
saying-
realize that we must not be distracted.
I
Let
get-
us love one another.
I get that. I'm saying that
for the Nigerian
I'm saying-
perspective,
I'm
it's
saying
powerful.
I'm saying that it's not even our own business.
Yes.
This
And
that
this one is
I don't-
South Africa.
no, I
This one is
disagree.
not for Nigeria.
That's fine.
I
I want to
disagree
talk South
because-
Africa first.
I
So
wanna-
this is for South
We are not-
African people.
Okay.
The one for Nigerians is a different solution. The Nigerian solution is the fact that sit down here and grow your country.
Finish.
It's the same thing we tell everybody. Sit down, grow your country. Because you cannot, until you are standing, you cannot lift somebody up. Which is the real fact.
I don't agree.
Until I can stand. If I carry somebody with one leg,
Go crush.
I will also fall down.
It's not true.
For Nigeria to properly help Africa,
We can.
Nigeria needs to stand.
Yeah.
We need to stand economically. We need to be united as a country. We need to heal ourselves before we can heal others. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
Okay.
So fill your cup, nourish yourself. Look for other people that are
I
willing
feel
to
like
take
that has
support you.
oversimplified this issue.
Okay.
It's not a human being to human being. We're talking of countries, we're talking of a nation, we're talking of a race. I understand. And I believe that we're strong enough. And however we are, we need to start taking our brothers. No African left behind, no African country left behind. That is how I would like us to see this. When Nigeria was making all the contributions it was making, how many years ago? How old were we? How much did we have? How well was our country? Do you understand? What had we achieved? Well, we did that, and South Africa is an independent country today. We have an issue today. It is not to say, let's leave them until they figure themselves out. It's to find out different ways that we can empower them, because that story of together we are stronger is very important. Because we are fighting. No, it's not a distraction. There is a block of, okay, we're talking about the West, and we're talking about our rights. When we go to the United Nations, there are some policies that we know that are pushed and that favors the West, that does not favor the African. How many African voices do we have? How many of us can stand against the policy and say, you know what, we're not even doing, and so we have put us these sanctions as a continent? We're unable to do that because we're not strong. One strong African country is still a weak African continent. Do you understand? We need the African continent to be strong. We have talked about currencies where we're depending on the dollar and things like that. We need a strong African dollar. We can only do that when all our African brothers are at a certain level. So while we are fighting, we must carry them along.
Exactly. I'm saying that you that are not ready to be carried along, it's okay. Others who are ready. Because the truth is that Ghana might be ready, Botswana might be ready, Rwanda might be ready. So we will probably find a problem because we need a presence in the United Nations.
I'm saying that South Africa is too much of a big player to let them.
But there's a mental issue. If there's a national mental issue, that we can't fix that from outside. Yes. It can only be fixed internally. So I hear you. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
But the truth is that we have to now do it from the part where we can do it, from the extra. So everybody's there according to the area. But
you know, that is such a distraction. The way South Africans, reject things. And the issue of the oppressor is a sad one. Yes, the oppressor is still oppressing them. When the oppressor is on it, you say, look at that other oppressed person.
Distraction.
That's the person you should blame. While they're focused at, look, who are really the South Africans that are coming for our lithium? It's the white elite. They are the ones that who the president is fighting for. It's not this one. It's this one that they're shouting.
Some of them might be
they are not. Who are the money bags? Who is the richest South African?
Elon Musk, but he's now an American.
No. Even in South Africa, the number 2 richest African is a South African white. So are the South Africans really doing us any disservice where they're shouting up and down? Nigeria should see my solution, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, listen. Leave all these external countries in our business. This lithium can actually change our narrative. All this our focus on oil is enough. We have other mineral resources that we can channel to change the narrative of our country and make us great again. Let us use our lithium ourselves. These countries should come and establish here. Give them the rules and regulations that protects our people and our environment. Let us be the one to export the finished product to South Africa and collect the dollar and the foreign exchange that we need. We don't need any insult from anybody. The disrespect is enough because you will find bad eggs everywhere if you are looking for bad eggs. But we have our mineral resources God that bless us with. Let us use it well for our people.
Let me quickly say something concerning Mariam's comment, and I agree. It's the sweet sentimental part of us would feel like we can grow together. But when you're swimming and you are trying to rescue someone that doesn't know how to swim, you know what happens? The person's dead weight or the person's kicking out of fear would make both of you.
Not one that is trained.
Do you understand? And so it might be for us to. We're drowning in crisis. The government of Nigeria is seemingly drowning in a lot of crises, and so is most of African countries. A few African countries have been able to stand. It is not by dragging other African countries.
America has debt. America has all sorts of debt. But it has a lot of issues. But it is supporting countries left, right, and center. Selfishly. And that is what we should do. We should also think about it as how it will affect Africa. So that when Nigeria sits at some tables, because of what we have done in many countries, the power and influence we will have, I just want us to think beyond. I understand the natural human individual relationship. But when you're talking of countries and you're talking of continents and the sort of power you are looking to wield against the West, It is not by swimming and drowning,
no,
and
no,
you
no, no,
will
no.
you will make the necessary contributions in those countries. Yes, it may not be the whole carry on my back, but I will make
It might be detrimental to your citizens
Yes.
even in their country.
Yes, I need to hear you well.
Yeah.
Like I understand you. But we also need to study the trends. Who are the third world countries that have successfully gone from third world to first world? We're talking Singapore, we're talking China. How did they do it? They isolated, they sat inside their country, they found local solutions, they solved the problems inside, and the world was forced to recognize them. So let's stop running this, and I know we need economic help. It will seem that way. But the ones who have succeeded, truly succeided, they shut their borders and made their country work.
Okay,
So let's take a bit of all of this and find what works for us.
Let's take a few comments on social media.
Olufumilola says, you are right. When we badmouth ourselves, how do we expect others to say nice things about us? Adnan says, we don't do xenophobia here. No devil's advocate here. Never seen a Nigerian attack those South Africa. I don't want to use what he used. Carl Michael says Miriam should send her account number.
Yes.
Yes.
Send the account number.
Send the account number. So there's no solution.
My dumb account
You can't
or
make
mine.
people change their perspective unless they are ready to change it. So it's a South African business to change their minds. Olufumilola also said, this is not about jackpot. People travel to South Africa for tourism, business, conferences. I paid $100 for US dollars for South Africa visa last year to attend the conference. I was denied visa for. So a lot of things like that are happening. Let's plan the context.
So I think Nigeria also, I mean, we've always played Big Brother to almost all our
We
African
have to.
countries where, I mean, we had nobody gave us that role, but we had to take it on because, hey, we had the economic power at the time. We had the strength, the army strength,
military
because
strength.
We're there for ECOMOG doing
Yes.
These we've been playing.
We're there for Liberia.
We're there for Liberia. We're there for all the
Sierra Leone.
the South West African countries. So the point is that Nigeria will continue to be a big brother. However, we'll extend a hand to those who are willing to work with us because obviously we need to rebuild Africa as a whole. I think that's where YK was trying to say in the comment section where she said that it's about Africa being united. And I think only Nigeria can really champion that cause where we are seeing ourselves as truly brothers. However, if a country is not willing to work with us as a nation, maybe we begin to reconsider. However, I also hear from Mariam that we cannot say because of how you are thinking, we must forcefully or not forcefully, we must
because what I'm saying,
educate and ensure that all of us see the bigger picture.
Yes.
There's a buy-in for us, the Africans, because truth is that the world is looking at us as Africa, not as Nigerian or South Africa.
Simple,
That's how we need to suffer. So I agree. So I think we all have the merits, the various different points of view. However, going forward, I really believe that South Africa and Nigerians, if we're able to get that relationship properly mended, I think Africa would definitely be better for it going forward. We have to wrap up. We don't have much time here. Any comments on social media?
I said anything that other African nationals do are quickly attributed to Nigerians. That's called Michael. He says there are over 250 million. Oladide says there are over 250 million Nigerians walking the face of the earth. How can an hypothesis be drawn by considering just a handful of Nigerians?
Is that all?
Somebody is attacking me, says Nima. So it's everything that South Africans do that is bad and everything Nigerians do that is right. Well, I didn't say that.
She said.
That's not what I said.
But
I will not sit at this table and allow a Nigerian or Nigeria as a nation be dragged badly. So
I think this is a good comment. Let me read this one. He says, I'm afraid you misunderstand the situation. He's talking to us, the ladies. Madams low TV hostess, madams of TV hostesses. Essay xenophobia is not a cultural problem, it's not due to ignorance, it's simply a misguided reaction to real problems. Illegal immigration, unemployment, and perception of foreigners taking their jobs. We said that. Crime and perception that Nigerians are involved in drug trafficking, whether these perceptions are right or wrong, as long as they are not addressed, the problems will remain. No country with mass immigration that doesn't see people reacting violently. Why do you think folks are voting Brexit and odious characters like Donald Trump? 3, immigration and...
All right, that's all we can take on today's show. I hope we learned a few things as we have. But I'd love to hear from Nigerians living in South Africa, but it's good that we discussed it. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.